Tonight, I carry on our journey to platinum every main Assassin's Creed game. With us getting the Assassin's Creed Rogue Platinum in the last video, that means the next game on our list is Assassin's Creed Unity is known for several things, being the first and only co-op Assassin's Creed game, having some of the best parkour in the series, and glitches. Lots and lots of glitches.
What in oblivion is that?
With 51 trophies required for the platinum, we will need to experience everything Paris has to offer, such as finding all collectibles, which add up to a grand total of 553 collectibles for the platinum. We also need to complete the main story with 100% synchronization, various different combat related trophies, unlocking all skills in the game, but these all pale in comparison to the hardest trophies in the game, the online trophies. As, let's just say, the Assassin's Creed Unity servers like to go down from time to time, and with us needing to join another player for both these trophies, the fate of this entire platinum really was in Ubisoft's hands. Before we begin, however, if you enjoy the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing to never miss a video. And with all that out of the way, let's begin. So our journey begins in 1307 with us viewing some old memories inside the Animus, and to get the first trophy of the video we need to finish the prologue. Here is when we see some French knights attacking the Templar Order on the orders of King Philip. This is when Jacques de Molay, the Grand Master of the Templar Order, realizes what's happening and sends us to hide both the Sword of Eden and the Templar Codex in a vault underground. So finally we get control of our character, and with perfect timing, as we see an assassin has taken both the sword and the book, so we give chase. This leads to us dueling the famous assassin Thomas de Cornillon, and after a brief fight we do manage to disarm him. Him defeated, we head underground to finish our mission and hide the Templar Codex away, and we also do the same with the sword after. As we return to the surface, we see Jacques de Molay has been arrested, but before we can help, Thomas returns to finish the job, stabbing us and leaving us for dead.
Surprise, motherfuckers.
7 years later, we then see Jacques de Molay has been burnt at the stake, and with their Grand Master dead, the Templar Order was officially disbanded. This got us the first trophy of the video for finishing the prologue. After that, we get interrupted by a modern day assassin called Bishop, who tells us that Abstergo is using us to look through various memories for them. So she asks for our help and then loads up another memory to convince us to join her. This will lead to us getting our next trophy for finishing Sequence 1. Yeah, if you watched the last video or played Assassin's Creed Rogue at all, you know exactly what's about to happen here.
No!
You wait just here. I will return when this hand reaches the top.
Are you sure about that?
Obviously, being an 8-year-old boy, we decide fuck that and decide to follow a girl around the palace. And lads, if this doesn't sum up women well enough, within 10 seconds of meeting her, she has us stealing apples. But after that, she does introduce herself.
I'm Arno. Elise. I'm here with my father.
So am I. He has important business with the king.
This gets interrupted as we hear tons of screaming in the distance, so we walk over to investigate what has happened, and this is when we see our father has been murdered while he was waiting for us to return. Sadly for Arno, being French is no longer his biggest problem, as he is also an orphan, but the young girl's father decides to adopt us on the spot. Fast forward many years later, and we are in Versailles, still living with a man called Francois Delasserre, but he won't be staying for long as his daughter Elise has returned from Paris and is attending a party in Versailles later tonight. Just as his carriage leaves the house, however, we see a messenger arrives just a few seconds too late. So, being the nice young man we are, we offer to deliver the message instead. And this is the first time we really get our hands on the updated parkour, and it's pretty good, I can't lie. Sadly, however, we do catch up to the carriage, but it just happens to be the wrong bloody one. So not knowing when he will return, we slip the letter under his office door, and then we borrow some clothes so we can attend the party his daughter is at, so we can clap some cheeks. Wow, last time we were here someone got murdered. I sure hope that doesn't happen again. Once inside the palace using eagle vision, we see certain people are glowing, almost like they are targets. It's probably just a glitch. For Arno, however, he only has one target on his mind and doesn't take him long before he spots her. Again, the last time we followed Elise in this palace, our father got killed, so hopefully this time we have better luck.
You seem to have caused quite a commotion.
Well, what can I say? You were always a bad influence.
Oh, you were a worse one.
Before things can get interesting, she tells us to fuck off before we are spotted. So we then sneak past the last few remaining guards inside the palace and run towards the exit.
You all right, monsieur? Too much of the king's champagne? Monsieur? Monsieur de la Serre! Monsieur de la Serre! Sylvain, come away! Guards! Help! Murder!
Oh mon Dieu! He's killed Lord de la Serre!
This got us the trophy for finishing sequence 1. The next trophy in our sights is the Rebirth trophy, and this is for finishing sequence 2, with the sequence beginning with us locked up inside the Bastille prison after being framed for killing Francois de la Serre. And as you can see, we're locked up with some degenerates in here. But as we get to our cell with nothing else to do, we simply sleep. The next morning as we wake, however, we see some old fuck has stolen our watch. Obviously this leads to us beating the shit out of each other with sticks, as that's how most prison disputes are solved. But after fighting for a while, the man seems to recognize us and asks us to concentrate on the wall, revealing our eagle vision. This is when he asks us for our name.
Arno Victor Dorian.
Dorian. Of course. Pierre Belec. I knew your father. Your father was an assassin, Arno. He gave his life, fighting for the liberty of all mankind. You stick with me, you might just live long enough to join the Brotherhood. Honor your father's memory.
So a few months go past of Belec training us, but one day we listen to cannon fire outside the Bastille, and it would be a real shame if some people were to storm it right now. Us and Belec then take out the guards and manage to escape our cell. As we scale the Bastille, we see that the revolutionaries have stormed the Bastille and are killing everyone inside they can find. Once at the top, Belec says if we change our mind to find the assassins and join them. Oh, and he also flings himself off the top of the Bastille, which we also have to do to escape the armed revolutionaries. After escaping, we meet with Elise and try to convince her that we didn't kill her father, but she then drops the bombshell that she knew our father was an assassin, while her father was a Templar.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
She then makes us read the letter we failed to deliver to him, which warns him of a traitor that planned on killing him the night of his death. And after this, she finally has enough and tells us to piss off. So, with Elise out of the picture and nowhere left to turn, Arno makes the decision to find and try to join the assassins. Using the token Belec gave us, we managed to trigger a secret entrance, and with a leap of faith, we enter the assassins' hideout. Face to face with the council, we tell them we wish to join to atone for our past failures, and while some seem unsure about us, Belec speaks up, promising them that we can be great. So cheers for that, mate.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Obviously, we need to pass a test, which includes drinking some drugs, leading to Arno entering a dream where he confronts his biggest failures, like his father getting brutally murdered and us failing to save Francois de la Serre. The vision fades when we kill ourselves, but as we leave the dreamlike state, we see we have passed the test.
Stay your blade from the flesh of the innocent.
Hide in plain sight.
Never compromise the Brotherhood.
With this, Belec gives us her hidden blade and we finally become an assassin initiate. This earns us a trophy for finishing sequence 2. We speak with Bishop yet again and she asks us if we want to join the assassins, we need to just say yes. I mean, it used to involve years of training, etc., but now they just seem to fucking let anyone in. Anyway, she tells us that Abstergo are looking for a sage which Arno encountered at some stage in his life, and sages are humans who inherit the memories of an Isu scientist from the first civilization, in case anyone is wondering. So Bishop wants us to find out what happened to the sage so his genetics cannot be used by Abstergo. We will do this by using Arno's memories to see what happened to the sage. Finally, however, we are free to do whatever we want, as sequence 3 is when the game really opens up. This led us hunting for our next trophy as I tried to see if the servers were working, which unfortunately they weren't, and this got us a trophy for finishing a co-op mission solo. Next up, I wanted to acquire some drip, as well as 2 more trophies, which requires us to solve all 18 Nostradamus enigmas, and this will unlock us the armor of Thomas de Cornillon. So we hunted down and solved the first of the puzzles, and this got us a trophy for doing just that. While solving these enigmas, however, we managed to get several more trophies, with one of these trophies being for renovating a social club. Again, while searching all over Paris for the enigmas, we got our next trophy, and that was for syncing all viewpoints in the game. Our next trophy was fairly simple, one most players will pick up randomly, and this was for completing 10 crowd events in Paris. We then got another combat related trophy called Chopped, and this was for getting 20 kills with heavy weapons. With our hunt for enigmas frying what's left of my brain, I needed to distract myself. And this is when we got the trophy, the Bells, and this obviously was for disarming 5 Bells. Our next trophy, Guillotined, was earned for killing an enemy with a lift, which we got while hunting for the last enigma. Eventually, after scouring every inch of Paris, we solved the last of the puzzles, so we returned to our hideout, the Café Theatre, and opened the cage. This got us the trophy for unlocking the medieval armor.
Dear God, it's beautiful.
With our new drip acquired, I once again decided to test the servers, and to my surprise, we found a match with another player quickly. This led to us getting one of the hardest trophies to acquire in the game, the Never Say Die trophy, and it's for reviving a teammate. Thankfully for us, Melted Cheese 72 here decided to fling himself off a nearby building, allowing us to revive him. And this unlocked us the Never Say Die trophy. Massive shout out to Melted Cheese 72 for believing that gravity is a myth and he can survive a 50-foot fall, or we really would have struggled for this trophy. In the same mission, however, we did get 2 more simple trophies, with the first being for performing 10 assassinations. Right, someone needs to tell Melted Cheese we got the trophy. He can stop dying now. Unfortunately for our friend here, this is when the Ubisoft servers shit themselves and he was stuck in limbo. But while defending him, we got the second trophy for getting 20 kills with a long weapon. Right, enough with that shite. Back to the main story at hand, with our next main trophy coming from finishing sequence 3. This leads us to meet with Balek once again, as both of us are following a nearby lead, and this is when we see Sever, one of the Templars truly responsible for killing Delasare. Sadly, we need permission from the council to kill Sever, so we settle for killing his accomplices. After killing them all, we steal a book from his corpse, and then we both head back to the council, where we learn Balek isn't too happy with us being friendly with the Templars. Standing before Mirabeau, the mentor of the Brotherhood, we beg him to let us hunt down and kill Sever, but him and the other council members say no. That is until the man himself speaks up for us.
If he wants to kill Templars, let him kill Templars. I've done all I can. Boys ready?
Finally, we're given our first target, who we need to kill and then learn his secrets. So the next day, we track Sever to the Notre Dame Cathedral, where we see if we can spot and exploit any weaknesses. But once again, Balek gives us some advice on our target.
And if all other plans fail, why not sacrifice yourself for the cause, your life for his? Before Altair, that was the Levantine approach.
You mean a dagger in broad daylight as I'm cut down where I stand?
Sends a powerful message.
I'll do it my way.
Whatever you think best. Assassin.
Instead of using the front door like a moron, we use a nearby side lift, and then we use some keys we recovered to enter the cathedral from above completely unseen. Once inside, we begin to pick off any guards we find. This will lead us getting our next trophy, Blade in the Crowd. and we got this for assassinating 10 enemies. Using the environment, we managed to get within touching distance of Sever, but instead we take our time and pick off one of his men as we have a far more ambitious kill planned. This is when we follow him and enter the confessional booth beside him.
No, I can't laugh yet. I've got to hold it in.
Wait here. See that we're not disturbed.
Sever.
Monsieur Latouche, I'm here to see the King of Beggars.
Come with me.
The intrigues of rats! Pompous fool, if I could lay my hands on him.
Well, what's so important you had to pull me away from my daughters?
You're right, monsieur. Too much of the king's champagne.
Sever, come away!
As Sever bleeds out inside the booth, we simply sneak back outside without anyone knowing we were even here. Once outside, Bishop tells us that we need to leave this memory now as Abstergo are onto us, so she has opened a nearby rift for us to escape, and after some quick parkour, we managed to fling ourselves into the rift. Exiting the rift, we are in a fucked up memory where everything is collapsing, so we need to leave as soon as we can. This leads to us narrowly avoiding getting sliced in half by flying debris, and we then enter the rift. This gets us a trophy for finishing sequence 3. Returning to the council, we inform them of what we have learnt, and we request permission to kill the King of Beggars.
You sent 3 assassins after him. The first 2 found no trace. The third never returned.
To help us in our mission, we are given the Phantom Blade. Quickly, however, with us unlocking rift missions, I decided to bang out a few of these missions, and we got 2 trophies while doing this. The first for earning data bonuses in 3 different Helix Rift missions, and another one for earning 50,000 livres. Back to the main story, our next main trophy was for finishing sequence 4, which brought us to the slums of Paris in search for the King of Beggars. This is when we spotted his lieutenant Latouche dishing out a rather harsh punishment.
Oh, I wouldn't do that. Look.
That man
Has lost a foot. Now you can charge in there, cause a great disturbance, and send all the rats scurrying back to their holes. Or you can disappear into the swarm and follow the rats back to their king. Either way, that man has lost a foot.
Taking our new friend's advice, we decided to follow the trail of blood to find out where Latouche is heading. Once Latouche arrives at his destination, we take a few of his guards out and enter the premises. Kicking in the door, we simply stroll towards the little prick and disarm him with ease.
Give me le roi des thunes, and I'll spare you your life.
The cockles! He's in the cockles, but he fell church!
With us learning where the King of Beggars is, we simply leave to go kill him. While doing this, however, we grabbed another quick trophy, safe and secure. We got this for completing all social club missions in the district. Fuck me, this armor absolutely cooks.
I'm gonna come.
But after order farming, we decide to spot some weaknesses we can exploit. With no time to waste, however, we leap down and start to pick off any of the guards in our path. With no guards in the way of the entrance, we manage to sneak inside a secret passage, and here we finally enter the sewers. As we make our way throughout the sewers, we manage to pick off any of the guards in our path while still remaining undetected. And deeper inside, we finally spot the King of Beggars, but we see his lapdog comes running back to warn him we are coming to kill him. But once a card, always a card, as we have another encounter with Latouche.
He's through there!
You can't keep getting away with it!
Sneaking into the core of the hideout, we soon find one of the dead assassins sent to kill the King of Beggars. But not wanting to join the assassins he has killed, we sneak around the back of the sewer. This is when we kill the King of Beggars.
My subjects have eyes everywhere, my lord. I offer their knowledge to the service of the Order. What knowledge could a king of the gutters offer us? The intrigues of rats? You may go.
The intrigues of rats? Pompous fool, if I could lay my hands on him.
My master would be pleased to arrange that. Brother.
You all right, monsieur? Too much of the king's champagne?
Sylvain, come away!
It is done. Delasair is dead. Grand Master.
Good.
With him dead, we return to our new friend and see he has taken up the title of the new King of Beggars, but he does help us again by showing us the pin used to kill Delasair and tells us about the nearby smith who made it.
The smith's name is François Thomas Germain.
After this, we got a trophy for finishing Sequence 4. With our next main trophy being for finishing Sequence 5, we carry on our story and we return to Mirabeau and Master Baillet and report our findings, including the weapon and the smith's name. So they task us with hunting down and finding the smith and then learning what he knows. As we arrive outside where the smith works, we see he is heavily guarded. So avoiding a straight up fight, we take to the rooftops and sneak our way inside. This leads to us getting the Must Have Left It Open trophy, which we got for lockpicking 5 doors. After that, we finally got to meet Germain the smith, and he tells us that if we help him escape, he will tell us everything he knows. As usual, we start to pick off some guards silently, and then we decide to pick some others off not so silently. Germain then says he made the pin for a Templar called Lafreniere, so he must be the one who killed Delasair. Trying to find out where Lafreniere is hiding, we investigate where the Templars keep their weapons and gunpowder. Once inside, it doesn't take us too long before we know where he will be, but not wanting to leave the Templars with tons of weapons to use against us, we decide to take care of it. Safe to say Arno is a fucking retard, but luckily his skills is able to pull him out of a hole here, and as we get closer to the top, we're able to leap and then climb our way to freedom.
I see this as an absolute win.
Later that night, we plan on ambushing Lafreniere, but we have no time to ask for the council's permission, so we go alone. This is when we simply sneak inside and hide, waiting on him to arrive. And it doesn't take long before we see him and his entire entourage of guards and followers arrive. But all the guards in the world can't stop us from killing him quietly.
Then rise, my brother, and be welcome.
You don't trust the man, do you?
Mirabeau is a good man, an honest man.
Mirabeau is a self-aggrandizing drunk.
Do not forget who is Grand Master here, Lafreniere.
Take this to Grand Master Delasair immediately. Deliver it to him in person.
Yes, Master. Master, we have a problem. Christophe has been feeding information to our enemies. We must assume this location is compromised.
We'll have to move up our timetable. Gather the men. We strike L'Hôtel de Beauvais tonight.
Amongst the confusion, we are simply able to slip into the catacombs underground and escape. This is when we got our trophy for finishing Sequence 5. Secret Meeting is the next main trophy we're aiming for, and that's for finishing Sequence 6. So we start the sequence off by returning to the council and showing them the weapon used to kill Delasair. We then tell them about Lafreniere and his role in all this, but when they tell us to go and kill him, we inform them that we have done so already.
What are you saying, Pisspon?
I had a lead on Lafreniere. I followed it, and I killed him.
What the hell were you thinking?
How dare you defy the
The next time you circumvent the council, I'll ring you a new arsehole!
I'm in danger!
Mirabeau then tasks us to investigate the hotel where Lafreniere was planning to attack to see what we can learn. And as we arrive, we see the place is swarming with Templars and their men. So it's pretty clear that Lafreniere was actually loyal to Delasair. As we infiltrate the hotel, we see that all the remaining Templars have arrived here to meet with the new Grand Master of the Order. Once in the cellar, we are able to listen in on their conversation.
What about the Delasair brat? She could be dangerous if she manages to rally the old guard.
That situation will be resolved.
How so?
Mademoiselle de la Serre will soon be on her way to l'Hôtel Voisin, eager to speak with Monsieur Lafreniere. Sadly, Monsieur Lafreniere has nothing left to say.
Elise. As we rush off to save Elise, it's clear to see that there's a Templar civil war going on. But early the next morning, we arrive to stop Elise getting ambushed. Once there, our Jews start to cut down the men sent here to kill Elise, and soon we get to tell her what's really going on.
What's going on? Where is Monsieur Lafreniere?
He's dead.
What?
Go! I'll explain later!
Obviously, being the simp he is, Arno decides to let Elise run away while we slow down the remaining men trying to kill her. So using any smoke bombs they have left and the fact we are far too good for these guys, we managed to kill the last of them, earning us the trophy for finishing Sequence 6. With Sequence 6 finished, our next main trophy is for finishing Sequence 7, and this leads us to meeting Elise in the cafe where she tells us that all her allies are dead and she is seeking revenge. So being the genius Arno is, he decides to bring her to the Assassin's Council to get them to help her, which goes about as well as you'd expect.
You are not men with whom I would normally parley, monsieur. But my father is dead, as are my allies within the Order. If I must turn to the Assassins for my revenge, so be it.
Shut the f*** up! Shut up!
Parley, my arse! It's a trick! To make us lower our guard! I say we kill her, send her head back as a warning.
While Mirabeau and the council discuss what to do, we tell Elise about your man leading us to Lafreniere. This name sends her mad and she demands to know where he is, so we end up rushing after her to find out what's wrong.
What was that about?
Oh no. François Germain was my father's lieutenant.
What?
Turns out he was exiled from the Order because of his radical views. So we both search the area, and here Elise finds his journal, which shows that Germain was the one who ordered the killing of her father. We then head back to meet Mirabeau and tell him what we have learned. But as we enter, we see the mentor of the Assassin's Brotherhood has been killed, and Elise immediately says that she didn't do this. As we search the room, we learn that he was poisoned, and it doesn't take a genius to work out that someone has betrayed us and is trying to frame Elise. So we return and quietly tell Master Kemar that Mirabeau has been poisoned and killed. So he gives us 24 hours to find the murderer. Soon, however, our investigations lead us to a man who sold the poisons to the murderer, and this is when he tells us where he dropped the next batch of poison off. As we arrive, we're able to follow the trail the poison leads, and it brings us to just above the Assassin's HQ. So we tell Elise to wait here, as this is something we need to do on our own. As we scale the building, it doesn't take too long before we come face to face with the traitor.
Took you long enough, piss pot.
Belek.
Should have known it'd be you that'd find me. Only question is, what happens now?
You poisoned Mirabeau!
He poisoned us! Peace with the Templars is a fairy tale.
And you're the only one who can save the Brotherhood?
You think it's the first time this has happened? The first time that the Assassins have been forced to purge their leadership? The first time that the Order has built itself back up from nothing to power? No. Masyaf, Monteregione, the American colonies. It's all happened before. And we have risen anew, stronger than ever. No, I'm not the only one that can save the Brotherhood. We can. Together.
Belek, you know I can't do that.
That's a pity.
If you're not with me, then you're my enemy.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes. I will do what I must.
This then leads to mentor and student battling it out on top of the cathedral. Sadly for Belek, he trained us far too well. As we continue to fight with our former mentor, he pleads with us time and time again to change our mind and join him.
I've seen Templars put entire villages to the sword just for the chance of killing one assassin. Tell me, in your vast experience, what have you seen?
I've seen the Grand Master of the Templar Order take in a frightened orphan and raise him as his own son.
With this duel turning more into a brawl, we tackle Black through the glass pane and onto the cathedral floor.
You'll thank me for this. One day.
With Elise being threatened, Arno turns it up a gear and we hit Black with a nasty combo. And this is enough to end the fight between us.
You were my brother, Anakin! I loved you!
Thank you, my friend. Gotta get you back to that boy of yours in one piece. Don't we, pisspot? Drop this. Well... I'll be damned. So you're really going through with this?
Your protege vouches for her. Don't you trust him?
With my life, it's the girl I don't trust. Nothing I can say to convince you.
I'm afraid not.
Thought not. Chin.
Chin.
Repose en paix.
Repose en paix.
After this, however, Bishop tells us that we need to jump into another rift soon, which we end up doing mere moments later. But the rift takes us back to an occupied France during World War II. And no, I'm not making any jokes. Well, I'm not making any jokes yet. Obviously, we have to climb the Eiffel Tower as that's where the rift is opening at the very top. As we get halfway up though, we get spotted by the Luftwaffe and they start firing towards us. So we use the mounted MG42 and shoot the shit out of the Nazi scum.
This is where the fun begins.
So we continue to carry on climbing towards the very top and fuck me pink, we cannot catch a break from these twats.
Another one.
Honestly, I think Arno has shot down more planes than the entire French Air Force did during World War II.
I want this man to be no more.
Once at the top, we complete a leap of faith and enter the rift once again. This got us a trophy for finishing sequence 7. It's around this time where panic set in and I realised that we might not be able to get this platinum as the online servers shut down randomly.
Big man thing, yeah? It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good.
But all we can do now is focus on our next main trophy, Bloody Trail, and this is for finishing sequence 8. This has us meeting with the council and being tasked with having to infiltrate the king's palace and destroying letters that linked Mirabeau with the king. This would cause a political clusterfuck if those letters became public. As we arrive outside the palace, we see Templar soldiers everywhere, so we need to get to work picking them off. As we enter the king's private quarters, we get held at gunpoint by a French soldier.
Fuck.
This is when we find out that we are both here for different reasons, so we decide to work together. When we find the letters and burn them, we see our friend here definitely hasn't found an apple of Eden. Thankfully, our duo managed to escape just before one of the Templars can find us, and this is when our friend introduces himself.
Bonaparte is my name. Napoleon Bonaparte. Second Lieutenant of Artillery, for now.
I'm not gonna lie, he's probably the only Frenchman I actually like. Napoleon then uses his signature cannon fire to blow open a hole in the wall, allowing us both to escape. After this, we managed to hunt down the Master Architect trophy, which we got for fully upgrading the Café Theatre. As we meet with Napoleon again, he tells us that he knows the location of the Templar Frederick Ruy.
Comment allez-vous? Bonjour. Oui, oui.
And if we assassinate him, it would greatly help Napoleon's career, so this explains why he's helping us. This is when we spot our target and his men have taken over a nearby fort and are killing all the French soldiers stationed inside. Unfortunately for Ruy, we are able to infiltrate the fort with ease and start picking off all of his men. As we sneak our way inside the massive fort, we carry on stealthily killing his men one at a time, and seriously, we improve our KD massively this mission. We also use this chance to smoke out and burn the nest of nearby snipers watching over Ruy, and without his snipers covering him, we can drop down and end his life.
If you have orders to remove us from this hall, you must also get authority to use force. For we shall yield to nothing but bayonets!
But to administer is to govern. To govern is to reign. That is the essence of the problem.
Mr. Mirabeau.
Pathetic, isn't it? Surely France deserves better.
What was that? Palais de Luxembourg. Roy, clean up your mess, it's time.
Told you I could make him talk.
You've done well, Captain. Brief.
The price of grain is higher than ever, Grand Master. Our agents are in place to divert the shipments to our docks. They await only your command.
Good. Starve them. Through famine and fury, they will see their false masters for what they are, but do it gradually.
What you're asking will take at least a year, Grand Master. If not 2.
Once he's dead, we then break the world record for the quickest time ever climbing down a building of this size. Seriously, Arno is fucking rapid fast. This got us a trophy for finishing sequence 8. Quickly after this, however, we managed to get another trophy, which was for lockpicking 20 chests. Suppose I'll try connect to the online servers again.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
The Road to Starvation is our next main trophy, and it's for finishing sequence 9. So this brings us to meeting with Elise once again, and we tell her that our next target is Marie Levesque. This takes us to sitting outside Marie's mansion and trying to spot any weaknesses, but it doesn't take us too long before we spot our target. Me against 60 guards, I think this should be pretty straightforward. Being the skilled assassin that we are, it doesn't take us long before we enter the building through an open window. And as always, we start to sneak our way towards the target while removing any obstacles in our path. Once in the perfect vantage position, it doesn't take too long before our target gets within range and we strike from above and kill her.
Francois Thomas Germain, for your crimes against the Templar Order, you are cast out. Let any man offering succor to the exile share his fate.
Boom. Somebody speaks to me. Now it's mine, de la Serre! De la Serre!
Milady, you have a caller.
I need your help, Marie.
You were right. King Louis's been talking to all sorts he shouldn't have. Plotting against the revolution out of one side of his mouth, while he promises to support the Constitution out the other.
Good. I trust you can get this information into the proper hands, Monsieur le Pelletier.
Of course, Grandmaster. With this evidence in hand, the King's conviction is certain.
Completely surrounded, we use the smoke bombs to disappear. That is until I hide in this wardrobe. I know that they know I'm in here, but their AI can't do anything about it, which is terrifying.
How long, please?
How long, please?
24 hours later.
So to escape getting gangbanged, we rush out and spam smoke bombs once again, and finally we leap out the window to make our escape. After this, we return to speak with Elise, but we see she is in some trouble herself. This leads to our duo trying everything they can to slow down our pursuers, but eventually Elise finds a way for her to escape.
No. I'm afraid not. These older models are entirely at the mercy of the breeze, and there is far too much of it, I'm afraid, to be safe. Now, this particular example... What do you think you're doing? Get out of there this instant!
Cut the ropes! I'll cover you!
Oh my...
While Elise looks after herself and uses the hot air balloon to fly off, we are stuck on the ground with several men chasing us and having to cut all the ropes. Obviously, with no way to control the balloon, we end up sprinting halfway across Paris trying to catch up with her, but we finally get closer as the balloon gets stuck on a nearby building, so we have to cut it free. And in doing this, we get swung around like a rag doll and smashed into a nearby building. But with the balloon flying higher and higher, and us running out of rooftops to catch up, we finally make our move.
Next time, I plan the escape route.
And after many years of trying, Arno finally gets to show Elise his hidden blade. This gets us a trophy for finishing Sequence 8. With our next main trophy being for finishing Sequence 10, we bring Elise to meet with an old friend, and he genuinely sums up in one question everything that is wrong with the French.
Which is a more incisive commentary on corruption in the bishopric? 7 nuns seducing a parish priest into debauchery, or an enormously endowed Benedictine sodomizing a goat named Pius?
No force in heaven or on earth will make me answer that question.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
But thankfully, the goat fucking freak tells us where we can find Le Pelletier. As always, we track him down, and it doesn't take us too long to find out where he lives. As usual, we start to infiltrate the building. Once inside, we manage to steal ourselves some poisoned wine to kill him, and we then bribe a nearby cleaner. 4,000 livres. I know, lads, what a scam.
Go to WWE.com and register.
But she does open the window for us, allowing us to sneak inside. Once inside, we manage to slip our way past multiple guards, but surprisingly, this is when we find our target freaking out unguarded, so we don't even need the poison to kill him and simply stab him.
The king must be seen as a criminal and a traitor. Only then, when he's executed like a common villain, do we show the world Jacques de Malay's great truth.
You may show the world what truths you like, Grandmaster. What I do for the good of France.
You were right. King Louis's been talking to all sorts he shouldn't have.
Citizen Le Pelletier, the vote stands at 360 for execution to 360 for clemency. How do you vote? Execution!
The vote is cast and counted, Grandmaster.
And?
The king will die.
I had no doubt. I shall very much look forward to witnessing the end of tyranny.
I'll see to it you have the finest view.
With no one near us and no one the wiser what has happened, we simply fling ourselves out an open window to escape. Both us and Elise then plan to kill Germain as he is attending the execution of the king. This is where we get the higher ground to try and spot him, but not seeing him, we then switch it up and use the tunnels underground to see if we can find Germain. As we leave the sewers, however, we do spot Germain using our eagle vision.
Hello, Arno. Monsieur Germain. It's fitting you are here to witness the rebirth of the Templar Order. After all, you were there for its conception. Monsieur de la Serre.
Tried to make him see. But the Order had become corrupt, touching at power and privilege for their own sake.
But you could set it right. Is that it? All by killing the man in charge?
De la Serre's death was only the first stage. This is the culmination. Please. Merely a symbol. Symbol can inspire fear, and fear can inspire control, but men inevitably lose their fear of symbols, as you can see. This was the truth de Molay died for. The divine right of kings is nothing but the reflection of sunlight upon gold. The crown church are ground to dust. You control the gold will decide the future. Vous êtes vengé.
Just as his men try to kill us, Elise rushes in while Germain escapes, but Arno, being a simp, refuses to leave. So we just give these guys the business, and when they are dead, we rush after Elise. During this, we did manage to bang out another combat-related trophy, which we got for performing a ground execution. We then carry on following Elise as we both try to find Germain, but sadly he has disappeared, which she doesn't take too well.
I'm willing to risk everything to put Germain down. If you don't have the stomach for revenge, then I don't need your help.
Elise. Elise!
After that, I decided to quickly finish the Share the Wealth trophy, which we got for getting all rewards in a co-op mission, and I also decided to head back to Versailles to clean it up to get the next trophy, which we got after getting 100% in Versailles. Continuing the story, we arrived back at the Assassin's HQ, but we were escorted to speak with the council by 2 other assassins. As we speak with the remaining council members, they are pissed.
Arno Dorian, you are attainted. Your rank and title are stripped from you, and you are hereby exiled from the Brotherhood of Paris.
You cannot be serious. Listen, I know what Germain is doing. I can stop him!
The decision of this council is final. We give you leave to go.
How could you do this to me?
I may be exiled, but am I fuck handing back these robes, you cunts? No chance after the grind I went through to get them. But this does get us a trophy for finishing sequence 10. Down but not out is the next trophy, which we will get for completing sequence 11. And we start this sequence without Elise or the Brotherhood, leading Arno to become an alcoholic. We then remember what happened the night before, like where we started a bar fight, then lost said bar fight and got our watch stolen, and we then decided to steal some wine. I mean, it sounds like the average night out in the UK. We then interrogate one of the men and he tells us where and who has our watch. This, of course, leads us back to the palace at Versailles where our father was killed. So we take out our rage on these nearby twats and just butcher everyone in sight. But sadly, we cannot find the watch. That is until none other than Elise shows up with our watch, and then we discuss what to do next.
You look like you want something from me.
That's a fine thing to say after you up and vanished.
You made it fairly clear you no longer required my services.
Don't you dare talk to me like that.
What do you expect me to say, Elise? Forgive me for not letting you die? I'm sorry that I care more about you than about killing Germain.
I thought we wanted the same thing.
What I wanted was you. I can't bear the fact that my carelessness got your father killed. Everything I've done since then has been to fix that mistake and to prevent it from happening again.
Obviously, being the diehard simp he is at this point, he agrees to follow her back to Paris, but before we do, we have one last score to settle. Fuck yes, boys. The robes are back on, and one more target in Versailles left to kill.
Let's fucking go!
This leads us to sneak around the area and pick off any and all snipers, and also we steal some keys from the dead body. We then stole some keys and managed to pose as a prisoner about to be executed. We then slowly stroll towards our target and soon send him to meet his maker.
Fired? But why?
Because, Monsieur Latouche, your last report contained numerous errors.
Sir, I triple-checked those figures. They're not in error. 10,000 livres simply vanished from His Majesty's treasury.
I'm sorry, Latouche. Good day.
Monsieur Latouche, they tell me you are a taxman.
Yes, sir.
Good. I have need of someone like you.
It's parasitism, plain and simple.
What's that mean?
It means greedy bastards skimming for themselves instead of doing their jobs. If you knew half the shit our bosses rats here.
Tell me about this boss of yours.
Very well.
May the Father of Understanding guide you.
May the Father of Understanding guide us.
What would you have me do, Grandmaster?
I'm placing your services at the disposal of our agent on the convention.
Le Peltier?
Now, Peltier has his uses, but he's not our only friend in government. Monsieur Latouche, I present to you Monsieur Maximilien de Robespierre.
Monsieur, I understand Versailles is overrun with parasites.
With that little worm dead, we use the smoke bombs to vanish into the crowd and disappear. But Bishop once again contacts us and tells us to enter the nearby rift, which we do once again mere moments later. This is when we end up in France during one of the many times England invaded and kicked the shit out of them. And honestly, we truly do need a medieval Assassin's Creed game. I think I would just cook. But we run for our life, avoiding any and all catapult fire raining down on us, and soon we manage to make it inside the rift and escape. This got us a trophy for finishing sequence 11. With the last of the rift missions unlocked, we earned 2 more trophies shortly after, the first for freeing 10 assassins trapped in the rift, and the second for completing all rift missions. Finally, we arrive at sequence 12, and this contains the last main story mission trophy. And this sequence has us returning to Paris, and we tell Elise we have a lead on a man called Robespierre. Later that night, we learn that Robespierre is wanted by the mob, so we need to find him first before they kill him. This is when we see him frantically making his way back inside his manor, and his guards are expecting trouble, so this won't be easy. Well, not easy for the mob to get inside, but for us, we simply kill the 2 guards in our path and then begin to climb the building undetected, and we soon drop a masterclass in how to get to your target.
Germain warned me about you. You're one of them, aren't you? An assassin.
Not anymore. Where's Germain? Elise.
We don't have much time. Where is Germain?
I will never talk.
Then right.
You know what, Elise? That was cold as fuck, I'm not going to lie. But Robespierre writes down that Germain is in the temple, so we know where to find him. Once we both arrive outside the temple, Elise suggests that we split up so there's less chance of us both getting caught, and we agree. But as we search for a weakness, we see absolutely none to exploit, so looks like we are doing this the old-fashioned way, boys. Not one single Templar is walking away from tonight. Let's go kill this prick. Taking things off right away, we get a cheeky double kill and then take out a nearby guard with a headshot using the Phantom Blade. Following this up with yet another double kill with the Phantom Blade. Using the cover, we manage to kill and drag another guard, hiding his body, and as his friends investigate his disappearance, we drop down and get yet another double kill. Using the outer wall, we then manage to maneuver our way past even more guards, and with double kills on the menu, we get another several of them.
I can see what they're doing, what he's doing. I can see it, I feel it. He's cooking.
We then one-up ourselves by getting a quick triple kill this time, but we then give the hidden blade a rest for a minute as we see far too many guards to handle right now. Sneaking past that group, we then pick off the last 2 remaining snipers on the walls. I then follow this up with our 14th double kill in this castle alone, increasing our kill count even more tonight.
Maybe someone's don't like me, but because maybe I'm too good. I don't know why.
With no more guards on the ground level, we climb up to confront Germain.
What the hell was that?
What the fuck was that?
Thankfully, we have several smoke bombs which we use, and then we kill the fucking bastard. Sorry, what the fuck? Where did he go? Tracking him to the catacombs, we see his last remaining guards are waiting outside, so we use the combo of the smoke bombs and poison bombs to distract and severely weaken them. Outnumbered, we just decide to charge in, going berserk, cutting down several of them while the smoke is still obscuring their vision, and every swing of the spear is another enemy killed, until finally we have them all dead. As we open the door to the Templar vault, Elise, spotting Germain, charges in.
I started blasting. Bang! Bang!
What an idiot, by the way. Yet again, we use the smoke bombs to hide and rush in, stabbing him with the hidden blade, but the Sword of Eden is giving him insane power.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Second time lucky, we rush forward, slide across the tomb, and bury the hidden blade deep in his chest. Fuck me. Third time's the charm, and we do it once again. Unfortunately for us, we are stuck under some rubble, but thankfully Elise is on hand to free us. That is until she sees Germain getting up to leave, and she has a decision to make.
He's getting away.
Wait, I'm almost free.
I can take him.
No, you can't. Not alone. Wait for me.
I'm sorry.
Elise!
Fuck sake, Arno, get up, you slow fucker, and bloody run, you dick.
Elise! 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 Elise, no.
As we see some of Germain's memories, we see the exact moments he realizes he is a sage. But that's not the biggest surprise here.
Bravo. You've slain the villain. That is how you've cast this little morality play in your mind, isn't it? Oh, I'm not really here. I'm not really there either. At the moment I'm bleeding out in the floor of the temple. Here's we part ways here. Think on this. The march of progress is slow, but it is inevitable as a glacier. All you've accomplished is to delay the inevitable. One death cannot stop the tide. Perhaps it'll not be my hand that shepherds mankind back to its proper place, but it will be someone's. Think on this when you remember her.
With our mission completed, we simply take Elise's body and leave the temple along with the Sword of Eden. The game then ends with Arno becoming a master assassin and welcomed back into the Brotherhood. This got us a trophy for getting 100% synchronization in all missions, and another trophy for finishing sequence 12. As always with the Assassin's Creed games, after the main story there is a lot of cleanup, and Unity is no different, especially still with the servers down, meaning we can't get the last online trophy, so I just pushed forward banging out whatever trophies I could. I planned on hunting down all chests and cockades next, but I knew this would take a while, so we got some trophies while aiming for this one. Like the next trophy called An Old Internet Meme, which required us to renovate and complete all social clubs, which we finally got after the last mission. After that, we still carried on opening even more chests around Paris.
I just can't do it. I can't take this shit no more, man.
While doing this, we got another simple one, the Don't Need a Trophy, which was for throwing down 20 money pouches. Better get back to hunting down all these chests. I then did check if the servers were up again, but near 40 fucking minutes later, absolutely nothing. we're never going to get this platinum.
I'm gonna kill myself!
But we finally got the last chest. The last chest on this side of the map, as we're only halfway done, and seriously, I cannot explain how long this took.
2 seconds later.
Don't give me hope.
For anyone wondering, I actually had to turn on my old PlayStation 4, play through until sequence 3 on my other account, and then try several times to load into the game at the same time, and finally I managed it. So I sat and farmed for the choreography trophy by myself, which we got for getting 10 co-op sync kills. Next up, I planned on getting the Visited Once trophy, which required us to complete all co-op missions and heist missions, which thankfully we only had a few left to do. Some of these missions had us competing in a tournament, gathering more flags than our opponents, or leading an armed revolution throughout the streets of Paris and attacking the Templars. But with all these missions completed, we got the trophy. The Merciful Killer trophy had us going around all the co-op missions in the game, knocking out enemies, and after doing this 10 times, we got the trophy. Our next trophy was the I Got Skills trophy, which shouldn't take a genius to figure out how we got it, and with the last skill unlocked, we finally got this trophy as well. After finishing the game, we then had to go back and finish all the tutorials, which makes zero sense, but this gets us the Know-It-All trophy, and seriously, it's a good thing I learned about hiding in crowds this late into the game. I'm really going to need that.
I'm kind of retarded.
After doing all these, however, we got our trophy. We then went and investigated a few murder mysteries, and this got us a trophy for solving one of them. And finally, after many hours of hunting down all the cockades, we finally got the trophy for finding them all. The same can be said with the chest, as we lockpicked and opened the last remaining few, which got us a trophy for finding all chests. Next up, we got the Patron of the Arts trophy, and this was for simply watching a play in the cafe, which we got while I was AFK, I'm not gonna lie. We then got our last main trophy for admiring the view from Arno's balcony, and this got us the Platinum trophy for Assassin's Creed Unity. So everyone, that was the Assassin's Creed Unity Platinum, and I'll be honest, it's genuinely one of the most underrated Assassin's Creed games ever, and I fully enjoyed it. But fuck me, as a Platinum, it is as close to actual torture as you will ever come, with the crazy number of collectibles and online trophies, which are a struggle to get due to the servers working for about 5 days a year. It's a genuine pain. But we are one game closer to finishing this series, with our next game being Assassin's Creed Syndicate. So guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and as always, I hope I will see you all in the next one. Bye.